Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Morning, gents. This is Jim from Rochester. I just wanted to make a comment. I know that on your show yesterday, they said something about Rochester. Rochester, New York is a great town to live in. The majority of us are baby boomers, and that's why we root for the Browns. And that's why we're so disgusted, because not much time left on the planet for most of us, and the Browns don't seem to be concerned about giving us a good product. And that's the one thing that bothers me, and that's what's frustrating. I just wanted to go on record as saying that. So that's why you hear from us so much. And I'm glad that a few other people are finally starting to call, because it's frustrating, guys. Hey, have a good one. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. So, G. Bush, just so you're up to speed, Jim has called in just kind of critical of some of the things. He wants a little bit more fire from the head coach and the like. I get it. You know, I know a lot of people from Rochester, Jim. I went to school at John Carroll with a number of them. Some of my best friends grew up in Rochester. I get that guys of that generation are frustrated, but I would tell you this front office and this organization is headed in the right direction. You can't look at it. The game is changing quickly. And the problem with the Browns, they've always been chasing it. You know, they let Marty Schottenheimer go. They were trying to find the next Marty Schottenheimer. Well, Bill Cowher got away from them, so they're trying to find the next Bill Cowher. They're finally ahead of it. You can't be something you're not, and that's the one thing Kevin Stefanski understands, and that's why you can argue it. That locker room responds to him without question.
And you know, I've been critical at times about Kevin Stefanski. But you know, sometimes when you're presented with new information as humans, go ahead and take that information, log it away, and give yourself the grace to change your mind on certain situations. When you look at Kevin Stefanski, one thing that you can say about him is guys play hard for him. Guys are going to run through that brick wall for him. Guys respond to him. The David Njoku's of the world speak highly of him. You take a look at Joe Batonios and the Wyatt Tellers and the guys like Nick Chubb and all those guys out there, Myles Garrett. They speak highly of Kevin Stefanski. And here's the thing I'll give Kevin Stefanski credit for. How many coaches would have stood there in front of the firing squad and said, you know, when he was asked to make the deal to say, all right, let's go ahead and go in a different direction from our offensive coordinator, right? Well, how many times, you know, you being the coach of the year, you can say, well, look, Alex Van Pelt was with me every single year that I was coach of the year. That would denote that we're doing something right. I've been able to pick a Schwartz, you know, and have the best assistant coach. I was able to have Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year. Obviously, I'm doing some things right, but he took enough look at it. They presented him the numbers, and he did what's best, what he thought was for the Cleveland Browns, and he moved on. He said, "Bring in Dorsey." Bring in a guy that wants to throw the ball more vertical. Let's go and get some more assistant coaches, right? That are going to bring a different feel, a different vibe, a different perspective. And so he brings those guys in. There's a lot of people that say, man, I'm not bringing in nothing. Like, I'm the coach of the year. I should get an opportunity to have who I want on the staff have it on there. I'll give it to him. The Cleveland Browns took a lot of heat for bringing in a guy like Deshaun Watson, right? The Cleveland Browns could have said, you know what, Nick Chubb, we like what you're doing. The cap hit is much too big. We're going to move on from you, right? They could have done a lot of things, but the Cleveland Browns have stayed pat. And I will tell you, all those people in Rochester, all the baby boomers, I promise you this. The Cleveland Browns are turning the corner, and the Cleveland Browns are going to be Super Bowl caliber contenders for the next couple of years. We all lived through it a little bit in the past, but guess what? Trust me, the next couple of years, I think they're going to be special.
And Jim, I don't often agree with some of the things you say. I understand them, though. That's the reason we put those on the air. Right? All opinions are welcome. Just don't get crazy with them. That's the only thing.